times like this, I wish I had a nun outfit. And I say that out loud, not even thinking on that, realizing why would I want a nun outfit except to be wearing it for a movie that has a nun. The Nun, obviously the newest movie in the Conjuring series. Now, as far as I know, the Nun herself, the Valak, the demon, which showed up in Conjuring 2, wasn't actually one of the cases that the Warrens were involved in. Let me see here, double checking, because I'm actually doing this on my computer for a change. I can actually look things up. It was a creation created specifically for the Conjuring movie, particularly the Conjuring 2. So let me see here. Upload. You're being slow. There we go. As far as I know, as far as I know, it's not a actual one of the Warrens' true cases that they ended up dealing with. It's just something to add to the movie, but it worked so well and scared so many people that they decided to make an actual franchise or character with it, an actual movie with it, and they have plans to possibly take it somewhere else later on. And I will say that I've only ever actually seen the original Conjuring. I haven't seen the second one. I haven't seen the other Annabelle films. But I can say I like the first Conjuring very much, and this isn't terrible. This is a good movie. It's a good movie. My issues come in about the 3/4 mark, but actually no, about the fourth quarter, about the last fourth of the film is when the big issues I have with it start to take effect. But I mean, it opens in Romania in 1952. We have these nuns dealing with a force of an evil demon called Valak that has escaped, and then Valak basically gets possessed a nun, and it's wreaking havoc. And it's basically the story of Father Burke, played by Damian Birch, Tasia Farmiga, who is Sister Irene, and Johann Block. Hold on. Did you forget something down here? There's nothing down here. Sorry, there's nothing down here. Nothing down here. Antler must be buried somewhere in the couch. Silly puppy. Hi. Give me my thing. It's them dealing with the scenario, and but I will say the movie is shot beautifully. It's aerial shots, the cinematography. You're being silly. Yes, you're being silly. Yes, I'm playing with your bone. You want your bone? Oh. The aerial shots, the cinematography. There are camera angles that where it's all one continuous shot. There's like a scene in a cemetery at one point where the camera's following one of the characters around as he's looking around for like the ghost of a nun he saw die. And it's really well shot. I will say this, the jump scares work 80% of the time. The times they don't work really, it's because I see them coming from a mile off, and not like they're done ineffectively. However, they are still just predictable. Like I know where it's going, and I either just ignore it, I'm like, or I'm just like, let's keep going here. Anything, particularly jump scares where anything just pops out of the darkness, I'm like, that's just a cheap freaking gimmick. You okay, puppy? You look like you're limping. So you're looking for your antler. I know it's probably buried in the couch again. So in that sense, I can say that it does suffer a little bit from that. But the characters are interesting. You got Father Burke, who is kind of like the church's equivalent of the Warrens. He's a religious figure who has dealings with the supernatural. Usually probably called in for exorcisms, things along those lines, or in case they need to discover something. And while he's good, and I liked his character, he is underused in the sense of, in my opinion, he is the guy that the church calls. He's the guy's like, okay, we're calling in to do this. I don't see a lot of that character, like profession or anything along those lines in him. There's a scene where he does exorcise a demon out of a body at one point. There is scenes where he does like do religious, but like he blesses some fire. Okay, where he blesses some fire, or he blesses like the liquid that the kerosene in the lamp that he sets that lights on ground to keep these evil spirits away. So I do see that occasionally, but it's so sparse in between the entire movie that I don't see the overall character with that. He's good. He's a good actor. I like him. I know I've seen him in some other things, as a matter of fact. What else have I seen him in? Now that I'm thinking about it, was he in Django Unchained? One second. Oh, he was in Machete Kills. He played Mendez. Oh, yeah, okay. Alien Covenant. Oh yeah, I remember him in Alien Covenant too. Okay, all right. What else have I seen him in? The Hateful Eight. He was Bob. The Mexican? Well, was that who he was? Oh, okay. All right. Now I'm getting a bit more of his filmography here. Okay, and I like him in all those movies. Okay. Carrie who saw the movie with us, she decided not to join me for the review, but she will be joining me for future reviews. Very much liked. Okay, the nun. I just exited out of there. The main actress who played the main nun, Sister Lauren, or the sister, not Lauren. Sister. Where are you? Yeah. Okay, Sister Irene. Yeah, what's Sister Irene? Tassa Farmiga. Which I don't know if that's Vera Farmiga. No, it's not Vera Farmiga. No, maybe it is Farmiga. Tassa Farmiga, is that possibly Vera Farmiga's like daughter or? She's the younger sister. Okay, I figured there was a relation there. All right, she was really good because the reason I think this, and I think the reason that the priest, the father, he got more sidelined. He had a minor story of he made possibly a wrong decision and it haunts him about a kid who died from exorcism. Is because the story is more about her and her faith and her basically trying to come to terms with some things, as well as understanding where her place in all this is. And then you have Frenchie, who is pretty much the everyman. And I'll say, when we first see him, I was a little iffy on his dialogue and him kind of hitting on the nun even afterwards. But after you basically see where it all goes, it's fine. It works. You understand what he's doing, particularly like when he ends up having his own experience with the ghost of a nun or evil spirit of a nun that he saw die hanging there. He immediately steals a cross, which I lean over because like, well, that's grave robbing. Better hope God's okay with that. And he just drags the cross out and just has the cross with him. So, but that, like, okay, see, he made the rational decision to just get out of there, stay out of there, until he realizes, like, nope, I have to go and save those two because they're good people, and I have to go save them. And then comes back and kind of saves the day. He cuts off a evil demon's head. Yeah, he cuts off more or less a zombie's head. Okay, and see, as I say that out loud, that starts to get into while I really did like the movie, I have quite a few problems with the movie. First off, I get the situation. This is a minor one, but it still kind of bugs me. I get the fact that people of faith have different ways of viewing the world than people of non-faith. 1 second. Is your grandma down here? Yes, it is. No, somebody's down here. There we go. Sorry, I had to get her book. She kept digging at the couch. Finally got it. There you go. So I get that. People of faith and people of non-faith have different viewpoints. And it actually is shown where he sees that first, he has that first encounter in the cemetery, and Frenchie, the regular guy, leads for a good portion of the movie. He's like, I'm out of here. He only came back to help save them. But here's the problem I kind of started to run into with it. It's like, okay, the first maybe once or twice I could get kind of be like, okay, I'm seeing this kid who I know is dead. It's like, that can't be right. I need to just double check. See again, it's like, okay, I must be seeing things. But then you're reading up that there's a demon and it's doing stuff, and there's a lot of supernatural shit going on. And after that, I'm like, there comes a point where you have to understand like what you're seeing is not what it is. And I get that rational thought kind of goes out the window when fear is involved. So I don't know. It bugged me after a while. It always bugs me, and it's not just this movie. Any movie that does this, that after a while you don't seem to just grasp the concept that okay, this isn't real, or that isn't the kid I saw murdered, or something like that, or that's not the nun. It kind of bugs me on that in any movie that does that. But again, in a circumstance where fear is kind of controlling you on some level and your adrenaline's up, I get that. And really, that's the only complaint I have up until we get to Indiana Jones and the Blood of Christ. And I wish I was making that up, because really, what we learn is that a duke had owned the abbey prior. He had opened a gate to hell to summon Valak the demon. But these crusaders came in and sealed up the gate of hell with literally the blood of Jesus Christ, which is kept in this glass holy hand grenade in a cross in there. Not even going to try to argue the fact that the blood should have coagulated, hardened, or whatever over 1,000 years, because it's the blood of Christ, and we are established that holy God and demons and stuff like that exists in this world. So I can at least let that fly. That is one of the dumbest things in a relatively grounded supernatural, that's a weird thing to say, but a grounded supernatural movie that I have ever seen, that they actually had the blood of Jesus Christ. And it wasn't even just the blood of Jesus Christ. It was that, okay, we need to find this passageway. Where is it? And there's this running plot. It's like, after I was all done, I just heard this voice that said, Mary points the way. And they're like wondering where it is, and they see the statue of Mary, and the light's shining on her fingertip, and it's pointing towards the keyhole. It's like, Mary points the way. X marks the spot. X never marks the spot. Mary never points the way. And she unlocks it, and is like, oh, it is in fact the blood of Christ in there. And I will say, the joke that the guy says, like, holy shit, and I thought they were just going to get on his case for blasphemy, but all he says is, like, the holiest. Like, okay, that was a funny joke, but still, I'm like, what? Because he's got a torch, they're investigating a secret fence, it's the Indiana Jones, the blood of Christ. So, after that, they're looking for the seal where the demon came out, Valak came out, and you get that scene in the trailer where it's the nun outfit behind the Sister Irene, the girl, and then the nun attacks her. And see, in the trailer, you don't actually see the nun's face attacking. You just see a nun costume attacking her, and that's fine. And if you had like some sort of face on there or crate, or it's like, oh god, it's horrifying, that would have been one thing. However, there was nothing there. It was just a nun costume, which I get. And me and Carrie were having a debate about this, and I had to explain to her what my viewpoint on this actually was. It's not that the whole thing isn't scary on some level, because it's like, oh no, it's a spirit possessing this nun costume and attacking you. I get that, and that can be scary. And the situation in the movie for these characters, that is scary. What's not scary for me as an audience member is the visual of just an empty nun outfit just shaky camming in front of me. That's not terrifying at all. That's just that. It's like, ooh, it's like a nun costume. Then they all show up again, and they all just kind of like crack their necks a little bit and like stare at the father and slowly come towards him. And then he like does a wall of holy fire. It's like, haha. And then it goes back to being kind of creepy. Like, it was like there's a Silent Hill moment where Frenchie comes to save her from being possessed, and it's just this room full of nuns, like nuns, and they got these bags on their heads, and they just crack their necks ever so often to just stare at him. So that was pretty unsettling. And he's just like, of course. But then we get into the whole campiness of Valak coming and saying, "Roar, I'm evil and Valak, roar, blood of Christ, roar. I'm gonna drown you and possess your body, roar. Nope, I spit the blood of Christ at you, roar. Oh no, it's all in the water, roar." Which we know, if you watch The Conjuring, doesn't end it, because Valak comes back because she ends up possessing Frenchie near the end. Which we do cut back. This is something that I did like. Lorraine Bobbits. That's a different person. The Warrens are not actually in the movie. What instead you get are snippets from the original movie and the second movie. Snippets from the second movie open up the movie, and a scene from the first one where they're basically giving a presentation to people. And caps off the movie with Maurice being exorcised. And they did the exorcism of Maurice, who is Frenchie. So I did like that. I thought that was good. It makes me want to double check the original one to be sure if he was actually in that scene. Ultimately, though, and there's some good horror, definitely some good creepy moments. She'll wake up and sees a nun praying, and then she actually addresses him like hello, and then just cracks his neck and does not move. But the hands are shaking, and the rosary beads come apart. But then I'm like, don't take your eyes off it, don't take your eyes off it, don't take your eyes off it. And she takes her eyes off it. And, oh, nope, she's gone. It's like, Puppy, come on. Puppy, seriously? You need to, stop digging at stuff. Yo, calm down. You smell my stinky socks. So... Sorry, she's just getting it. So that whole last act really took some wind out of my sails in the movie. It did. I really do like the movie. I'd easily give this a 7.5, but I can't really go higher than that because that last act, well, not terrible, just completely changed the tone of the movie. It's less horror and more, not even campy, just kind of like a generic horror on some level. Hell, there's one scene where Valak just comes out of the water like Apocalypse Now, and he just goes, "It's Apocalypse, nun." There's a scene where a bunch of nuns come in to pray to stop Valak, you silly puppy. And I'm just like, it's a March of the Penguins. 1 second. Okay. We're going to get you your phone. We're going to get you your squeaky. And there it is. And the antler. There. We got all your things now. Stop digging at the couch. I apologize. So ultimately, yeah, it's a good movie. I do recommend it. But ultimately, I wouldn't see this movie. Like, I saw this a Conjuring twice in theaters. I like The Conjuring. But ultimately, I don't think I'd see this one again personally. But who knows? Maybe a second viewing would change my outlook on some things. But yeah, ultimately, I can't give it more than this. Which is 7 out of 5 is definitely above average. It's a solid, good movie. Hell, a 5 out of 10 is or 7 out of 5. A 7 out of 10 is a solid, good movie. Hell, 5 out of 10 is still average. Like, it's okay. But really, I can't go beyond that. I still have problems that bug me. We got a new trailer for the Nutcracker and the Four Realms. It's better than the other ones, but it's still very Alice in Wonderland to me. That and Keira Knightley's voice in this. Oh, God. You're going to bring our realms together. Something like that. Just, what the hell? What choice is that? What kind of direction did they give her for that? Just like, okay, try to sound like you're taking helium without doing helium. So, yeah, go with that. Fahrenheit 11/9, not 9/11. Michael Moore comes back and he's attacking basically the entirety of government, Trump, all of the conservatives, basically everyone, all the senators, like the people who didn't help Flint, Michigan. He's attacking them all. We'll say there were parts that made us laugh, and that just the guy just said, you come in the street and I'll beat you, I'll take you on, I don't care who you are. And then you see Michael Moore just going, Okay. Shazam. Enough said about Shazam. I'm gonna see it. I like all Deeps. I see. I like all the DC movies so far. I have problems with a lot of them, but in fact, I think I have problems with all of them on some level. But ultimately, I like them all. I own them all. Um, Assassination Nation. Carrie out like that trailer. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't because I don't quite get it. Will you seriously stop putting that squeak? Stop putting things in the cushions. Um, I didn't. See, I didn't hate it, but first, I don't even really know what the movie's about. Like they say, like a certain amount of texts and info got leaked, and then someone blames it on one person, and they go to attack them for some reason, kill them, to which they become assassins instead. It's like, what? I don't get this. And honestly, quality-wise, it comes off more like a Netflix film, or at least like a directed DVD or streaming service film. So ultimately, yeah, I'm not very big on that. You. Did you get this squeaky? No, you haven't. Jesus. Um, The Hate You Give had that trailer plenty of times. Again, looks like a fantastic movie. I know it's on a book made from a book or adapted from a book, but I will say that again, I just don't know. Is it too soon? Is it too poignant? Is it the right time? I'm not the right person to answer that question. Got Venom. Down for Venom. I think anyone can figure out at this point. I'm down for Venom. It's a new trailer for Star is Born. I haven't seen this trailer. It's basically her and Bradley Cooper just sitting talking about like these song lyrics that she wrote for something. It's like, and you hear that song she sings that song that she like sings in the original. It's like Domino, calm down. I'll get to squeaky in just a second. But instead, it's her just talking about, and you have that voicing over all these scenes of them playing together, and it's a really good trailer. I'm really looking forward to this movie. Last but not least, we got the new trailer for Halloween, where you get that shot of Michael Myers. Hey, you, stop. Okay, good girl. I'll get to squeaky in just a second. Okay, just a second. And you get that. First, you get that basically like tracking shot of Michael Myers basically following him what he's doing as he escapes, basically killing someone, taking them up, and going after Jamie Lee Curtis, and then you get the standard like tropes like Happy Halloween, Michael, and just come on. But you get some good shots there. I think that I'm interested in seeing new Halloween movie. Plus, I've been requested to review it, which I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do that. So just letting you know, I'm gonna do that. You don't have to keep requesting something that I've let you know I'm going to do. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, want to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Ideas for who would win, Star Wars or Bear Magic, what if, anything to do on the channel. Put that in the comments below. Let me know. I'll get to that at some point. But thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Could be a who would win tomorrow at some point. Yeah, box office and what if. That's about it for the remainder of the week, unless something drastic happens. But thanks for watching.